Hello and welcome to That's a Wrap. I'm Anthony Gentry, and joining me today is Austin Jameson.
Hello. I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a very special episode.
Indeed.
So let's get right into it. So as everyone knows, we are going to start off by talking about this big red animal. Of course, we're talking about Turning Red.
Yeah, Turning Red. A new trailer dropped. I believe it was it this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a new Pixar film.
Yes.
Do you want to start with the description of what it is?
Sure.
It's about?
I believe it's set in Canada,
That
somewhere
sounds
around
right.
there. It's about this girl named May, who is just very uber confident, has a lot of strong emotions, and one night she turns into this giant red panda,
Mm-hmm.
and so and apparently it comes whenever she has a very strong emotion, which she always has.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's about her trying to figure out how to stop it. Can she even stop it?
Mm-hmm.
And just how to control her emotions.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
It looks fun. It looks like compared to the recent Pixar films. I didn't watch Luca. It kind of slipped under the radar for me.
Yeah.
Because it was just a Disney Plus release that you don't really get a lot of insight into.
Yeah, I thought
Do we
I thought
know?
it was fine for the most part.
Do we know if Turning Red is is it getting a theater release?
Yeah,
Okay.
every future Pixar, at least for now, is exclusive to theaters.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I thought it looked fine. It
Mhm.
didn't really grab me,
Yeah.
as other Pixar movies have. I got hints of Brave in it when she turns into the monster.
Fair enough. Okay. I didn't
Um,
make that connection.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was just somewhere
Yeah.
turning into a monster. The one part I did find very funny was when she's in the school and someone comes out of the bathroom, sees her, and screams.
Yeah.
And she just slowly pushes the girl back into the stall.
Yeah. It looks like
Um,
pretty typical Pixar beats.
Yeah, and she also has friends who are
yeah.
very into K-pop.
Yeah.
I hear Jordan Fisher is going to be one of those K-pop stars in the
Okay.
movie. I think the band is called the something to do with four.
Sure.
Yeah, it looks fine. I wasn't super wowed by it,
Mhm.
but I'm sure it's Pixar. I'm sure I'll love it eventually.
It looks like a Pixar short that got greenlit to become a feature film.
Yeah, it is from the director of Bao, that Pixar short about the dumpling.
Okay.
Yeah,
What-
that
I do remember that
one I felt was terrifying.
I
I remember.
Oh my god, I do
sitting-
remember it.
Yes,
Yikes.
I remember sitting in the theater
Yeah.
and seeing this mom obsess over this dumpling, and I
Mhm.
look over and I say, "What if she eats the dumpling as a joke?"
Uh-huh.
And then she eats the dumpling.
Was that Incredibles 2?
I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, and it was horrifying. Yeah. So that was Turning Red.
Yeah.
It comes out, I believe, March 11th. Look out
That's-
for our review
that's
in
good.
March.
Yeah.
Speaking of red,
Absolutely.
we also have
Another
something else
trailer.
red.
Another red hero.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man No Way Home trailer number 2 dropped.
Oh my god.
A lot of stuff going on.
Yes. I loved this trailer.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Spider-Man, I love Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's my favorite superhero.
He is up there.
Yeah.
They did a very good job. You can tell by how the pacing of the trailer is, and how practically up to this point the only promotional shots we got is of the George Washington Bridge, and that's it.
Yeah.
So there is a lot that they are tucking away. They're still keeping a lot of it hidden. They
Yeah.
properly showcased more of the villains being
Oh yeah,
shown.
we're getting the Sinister Six,
Uh,
and I find that amazing.
we've seen 5. There's only 5 in the
well,
trailer.
There's 2 goblins that you see in the trailer.
Is that confirmed, or is that
It's not confirmed, but it's a very different looking goblin. It could be. I don't think it'll be James Franco, but it could be Dane DeHaan from
that the Amazing Spider-Man?
2. Yeah, or just someone in universe.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know.
I do think that Green Goblin will just be out kind of quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll either get the Rhino, maybe the Vulture will come back. We did get a Scorpion tease on Homecoming.
That's
so
true.
it
I don't.
could be one of
I have
those.
my theories.
Yeah.
But it's on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I want to go about talking about it.
Is it about
It's about
Um,
a recent movie that came out.
okay, yeah. So
Yes.
recent
Do you think
Marvel movies.
that's game?
We're gonna spoil some of those. We're not
Okay.
gonna say which one because if we do say, it'll be obvious.
Mhm.
So if you don't want to be spoiled for any recent Marvel movies,
Mhm.
we'll be done talking about maybe 2 minutes, maybe
Yeah.
a minute. Okay, everyone gone? Good.
I hope so.
Venom.
Venom. I don't. I feel like, well, obviously he's in that universe now,
Yeah,
but I don't know if he's going to be set up as one of the Sinister Six.
I don't think he'll be in this movie.
I don't think he'll fit well into that like group of heroes because,
Yeah.
well, one, he didn't die fighting Spider-Man, which is like we'll get that into that in
Yeah.
a second, which is like the main driving plot that is being shown to us right now. Venom, like, it's an interesting concept. I look forward to seeing what he's gonna do in the MCU.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not the biggest fan of
Should
the
we
Venom
explain,
movies.
since we're spoiling it? Should we explain the context?
I mean, we can. I
Okay.
feel like anyone who is listening does know, but
Sure.
basically at the end of the new Venom movie, he gets transported into the MCU
Yeah.
universe.
It's like he
True.
wakes, or he's like sitting in bed, and the room changes around him. The TV pops on, and it's J. Jonah Jameson
and
or
Tom
J.K.
Holland
Simmons.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
And I take that to believe that's the moment in No Way Home when Doctor Strange performs a spell.
Right.
So I don't think he will be in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sixth one will either be a second Goblin, which I don't like that much,
Mm-hmm.
or it'll just be a different villain.
I don't know. I feel like if it was somebody like Rhino, they would have shown him off by now.
Yeah.
So it's got to be somebody of some importance because it could be the second Goblin. I guess that would kind of make sense if they're trying to hide it.
Mhm.
But also at the same time, in the trailer, we see villains getting different looks.
Yeah.
So it could easily be because we see obviously with Doc Ock, he has that kind of
he has
like
that, like Iron
Stark
Man
looking
upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I
I find that to be amazing just to see
Mhm.
where that leads to.
right. I feel like especially with Doc Ock, I think that's cool. I think
Yeah.
I saw some people getting angry about like him stealing the nanotech, but it's like of all the heroes to do it,
Yeah.
or villains, I mean.
And it's always Tony Stark. It always
Yeah.
comes back to him.
It really is. Spider-Man is just haunted by
Yeah.
everything that he did not do.
I wonder if Doc Ock will become more of a hero in this one because he finds out it's not his Peter Parker.
Right.
And then later on, when he's in the cell, he's
Yeah.
not like acting angry or anything.
Mhm.
He's just like calmly talking to them. And it seems like at one point he might be out of the cell
Mhm.
and still talking to them.
I'm curious about how that dynamic is going to go
Yeah.
because one of my favorite instances of Doc Ock is the Spider-Man PS4 game,
Yeah.
and it's like I like seeing villains that you like hate fighting
yeah,
because you like have that attachment to them.
yeah,
and-
exactly.
I hope they at least try and portray Doc Ock as like a semi, because in Spider-Man 2, the Raimi film, he's not like deliberately killed by
Yeah, he's
Spider-Man, and in
basically
the end
being-
he tries to save him.
Yeah, and the entire time it is tragic because he's like a mentor
Yeah.
to Peter, and he's just being brainwashed
Right.
by the arms.
And so then the question is, at what point were they pulled out of their reality? Because if he has bloodlust for Peter Parker and he's like, you're not Peter Parker, then it's probably before like the end of each film, and they're going to be plucked
Yeah.
at like probably a moment.
Well, like you said before, with Doctor Strange saying they all died fighting
Yes.
Spider-Man,
That's also
I wonder if it will be like kind of an alternate universe
Mhm.
where maybe those villains either did win,
Mhm.
but
I'm
or
thi-
something like that, or they just did die, but they just plucked them out.
I feel like it's going to be comparable to the Infinity Stone plot from Endgame, where
Mhm.
they like were taken, and now they're like Doctor Strange's like cube thing, like will
Yeah,
put them back like
yeah.
Roger style.
And I see that, like with they all died fighting Spider-Man, it's their fate.
Yeah,
I wonder
Sandman
if
didn't die. Sandman
he
just kind of
didn't.
left.
Yeah, I saw somewhere online like if you want to get technical, the evil side of him died. Which,
Yeah.
Okay, but I wonder if Peter doesn't want to kill them.
Mhm.
And so
I
that's why
think
he
that's the
kind of
moral
rebelled.
ground.
Yeah,
Because you now have this really good arc with Tom Holland, where in the last movie he is portrayed to the world as killing Mysterio.
yeah,
That is his current that is where he is.
yeah. And he's like, I'm not a murderer.
Right. And like it's not even something I saw that was really interesting is that it wasn't something I don't think it quite clicked with me yet, had been like the world didn't see him as just a murderer. He killed Mysterio, who at that point was a hero.
Well, yeah, he was like the new Avenger.
Exactly. And so seeing this transition and seeing him trying to like resist this not urge even, he just doesn't want to kill, he doesn't want to do that, but now he's been portrayed as one, and now he's being almost forced to take out the other villains, and just kind of like recorrect the realities, which is super interesting just in and of itself.
Do you want to talk about the possibilities of other Spider-Men coming in here?
Sure, because we're not going to talk about anything leaked or confirmed or whatnot.
Nothing leaked.
I think there's no way they get away with doing this movie and not including them. I think at the end of the trailer, when Doctor Strange's like, they're coming, I can't stop them, and you see the rifts open, maybe that's when they're in it. So it's only for the final battle, so they don't kind of take the spotlight away from everything else. I could see that.
I'm so excited for Andrew Garfield, because the Amazing Spider-Man is my favorite of the three.
Really?
Yeah.
That is an opinion.
I found Tobey, I thought he was good, but the movies just weren't that great. They were cheesy. And he wasn't that great of a Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And then Tom
well,
Holland.
I feel like the balance between all three Spider-Men is Tobey Maguire, I would say, is the best Peter Parker. He's a dweeb. Andrew Garfield is way too cool to be Peter Parker. He skateboards and he takes photos, and he's Andrew Garfield. He would not be a loser in any reality.
Just because he skateboards doesn't automatically mean
epic.
That doesn't mean he's cool. He can still be socially awkward.
I don't feel like they portrayed him being as much of a like nerdy outcast as Peter Parker should be.
I just found him.
And then Tom Holland's
like,
kind of
like a troubled kid, because he literally just lost his parents and no one told him the truth, and that kind of messed with him.
Yeah, I feel like in the end it's going to be really interesting, just in all, for Andrew Garfield. Is granted what I just said, put that aside, his story as Spider-Man. Let me go ahead. Yeah, as Spider-Man is like. Yeah, I would say he's a better Spider-Man than Tobey Maguire. So that's like the switch. And then Tom Holland's like kind of in the middle. He's kind of a weak Spider-Man because like every time we've seen him,
it's with someone else.
He's a kid. He's like a sidekick almost. Not like in the role of a sidekick, but the responsibility of one.
It's like we've gotten 2 Spider-Man movies and him in Civil War, Infinity War,
all the Avengers,
the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
And yet I still feel like I haven't gotten a lot of Spider-Man, where I don't know if I truly like get this version.
Yeah.
Whereas even Amazing Spider-Man, there's only 2 movies for that, and I fully got his character because it was focused on him. I also, at the end of this trailer, with Zendaya falling, I yelled, "No!"
There is no way that is not where Andrew Garfield comes in and saves her.
That just brought me immediate flashbacks to the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Gwen Stacy, and my heart broke again.
That's what I mean with the Andrew Garfield stuff, is that it's going to be like, he is the darkest actual Spider-Man that we've gotten.
Yeah.
Because you leave, like, they had to wrap up Amazing Spider-Man 2 really quickly, so it's not like they say, like, he's fine, they just kind of put him in this position. But I feel like the version that we're going to get, if we get him, that is, will be, he's going to be in that like more darkened state of being Spider-Man, that you're not going to like it's going to be a lot of room to explore and a lot of room to finish off, if not like just kind of straighten out his arc.
Exactly. And that's why I am so excited if he is in it, just because his story was like incomplete. They had so much more to do, and it was just left way unfinished.
Definitely.
So that was the trailer. Do you have any more thoughts?
Not immediately. There's some things that I would like to talk about. We have a lot of the costume changes are really interesting. We have Electro obviously not being a electric Smurf anymore. He has the iconic star face. It's not like part of his costume, but it's made out of electricity. Which is interesting in and of itself.
I feel about that.
I think it's better than Hoodie Blue in Amazing
I
Spider-Man.
don't know. See, like I said, I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like his character.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. It with the star mask, especially, that felt a little too cheesy.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if they had actually given him a mask that looked like a star, it would have been cheesy. But the electricity forming it, I think, is kind of cool.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I do like
noble
that.
to the comics. We have a new suit that they showed off. We don't
Yes.
really know details about it right now. But that's going to be cool. I'll always take more Spider-Man like styles. I'm not going to complain about that.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man so much, and
That's-
I do, even though I do say I love Andrew Garfield
Mhm.
most, I love all the Spider-Men.
Yeah.
I used to say I wasn't a big fan of the Sam Raimi trilogy
Mhm.
because like it did feel way too cheesy. Yeah, especially emo Parker.
Yes.
But I rewatched the first two a few months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I really liked them
Yeah.
more than I used to, and I always liked the third one actually.
You really
Um,
can't go wrong with Spider-Man.
You
Like
can't.
it is a great era to be a
Yes.
Spider-Man fan. We got Miles Morales came out last year.
Yeah,
We
with
had
the game
Spider-Man Remastered came out just at the same time.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. I want to touch on that real quick.
Yeah.
My personal fan moment that I'd put on my bingo card for this, that I don't plan on getting, but I would love it if I did, is if Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire show up, that they get a moment with Tom Holland where they do the look at each other thing, and it like focuses, and it's like the "you're like me."
Oh yeah.
It'd be so cool because it'd
That
be
would
such a
be.
subtle way of like rectifying the Into the Spider-Verse
Mhm.
as a Spider-Verse
Yeah.
and saying like making it fit all of it together.
I
It'd be
am.
so cool. It'd be like that would I'd get hyped. I'd be
It would
very
be
excited.
so good. I'm so excited to see all these past villains come back.
Yeah.
And just to see everyone. Do you think Gwen Stacy or MJ from Sam Raimi will come in? I don't think they will.
MJ from
Especially Gwen
Raimi,
Stacy.
maybe.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the models we're gonna get for those Spider-Man is gonna be Tobey Maguire as like a veteran, kind of
Yeah.
like multiple years after
I
Spider-Man
saw
3.
one fan poster of the three Spider-Men
Mm-hmm.
and Tobey Maguire as like the veteran, but he is just an old man
Yeah.
with gray hair. And people were
Mhm.
like, "How old do you think Toby is?"
Yeah.
He's like 40.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it would be comfortable for him to be in this movie and be either retired or
Yeah.
have gone through multiple more years of being Spider-Man, being like that kind of veteran voice.
Yeah.
And then you have Andrew Garfield, who's kind of gone off the tracks, and one thing I did saw that would be really interesting is to see Andrew Garfield. He has given up being Spider-Man after the events
Mhm.
of Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then
Yeah.
use this as a reason to like reignite his
Yeah, and
passion.
they kind of do that at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And I thought they did that well
Mhm.
with him giving up. And maybe they could just say the very end with Rhino doesn't happen and he just
Yeah.
gives up
Um,
altogether. And
yeah.
this is his like redeeming moment,
Exactly.
which still comes full circle with Andrew Garfield's character, just it being unfinished.
Mhm.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Anyway, that comes out December 17th.
Yes,
Like they said, you can get your tickets on Spider Monday.
they sure can.
Yeah, so that was Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Check out our review for that the Wednesday after it comes out. I believe December 22nd.
around there. Yeah.
So anyway,
Speaking of
Red.
another red spider, in the time since our last podcast, if you listened, you might remember that we talked about a certain Marvel movie with another red-haired hero, Black Widow. I watched the movie. I stomached my hesitation. It was okay.
It was all right.
it-
Taskmaster was wasted.
I stand by my idea that it really didn't have to happen.
Yeah.
I'd also like to address, before I watched it, I had no idea that it was like present. It wasn't present day, but it was like Civil War.
Oh, did you think it was like an origin?
I thought it was a prequel that was going to explain
Oh.
like Budapest and all that,
Mhm.
and like
And they kind of explained Budapest.
they did. But I thought all of it was going to take place in like the
Yeah.
90s as she was a widow and like with I didn't think Hawkeye was in it, I knew he was going to be like featured somehow because there was no way they were getting out of that movie without explaining Budapest. But it's like Civil War, which surprised me.
I found it to be interesting, to say the least.
It was
It
hard to
is very
stomach at
unneeded.
first. The movie overall, I'd say it was a good watch. It was a decent Marvel movie.
And that's all you need with a Marvel movie, just a good watch.
I agree, but I don't know. You can't. Endgame spoilers ahead. You can't sell me on a movie where the character is gone. And like.
And thinking back that like this was going to be the first movie in Phase 4, I feel like that would not have gone over well.
Yeah.
Because they all, like Phase 4 so far with WandaVision, Loki, What If.
Yeah.
It's been so different and so unique with every single thing. And then Black Widow is just like a return to formula.
Mm-hmm.
And that would, I don't know.
It was good. And I'll admit, like, I enjoyed watching the movie.
Yeah.
I liked the characters. I liked the Yelena. I liked Red Guardian was pretty cool. Granted, my main conflict comes back to her sacrifice in Endgame was like based around the fact that Hawkeye had stuff to lose and Black Widow did not.
Yeah.
And so I thought that, or my prediction while watching Black Widow was that at the end of the movie they were going to like
get killed or something.
Make her think like they were gonna do some like fake movie explosion where spoilers for Black Widow at the end. Yelena, I feel like that's reasonable. Black Widow came out a while ago.
Yeah.
Yelena is like jumps on top of the plane that like some big bad is flying in, and she shoves like a staff into the propeller and blows it up. I was like, okay,
and
she's gonna think she's dead, and then that sets up Endgame for her to be like, I don't have family left. Or like I am alone except for the Avengers, so and I want to dedicate my life to this cause, and so it's like, and then you get the reveal at the end where she like somebody gets out of a truck, it's Yelena, she's alive.
Yeah, that entire last act I just felt was not the best.
Yeah, so she has, granted they're all crazy, like crazy Russian family, but she has it. Yeah. And they're alive and she knows.
I wonder if like maybe she said that to Hawkeye so like he would feel better
I don't
know.
I always thought that scene, well, I always thought the scene from Endgame was kind of bizarre in the first place because it was, as far as Black Widow's characters go, it was obvious that Hawkeye should stay alive. They set up the first scene of Endgame is Hawkeye's family.
Yeah.
And so like he has reason to stay alive, and that's not to say Natasha doesn't, but she like doesn't have as close of a cause that she's fighting for.
Yeah, and like that's this whole Endgame moment of her death just kind of came full circle from her just being selfish on her own to now having this family that she's made and committing the ultimate sacrifice for the betterment of them, for the people she loves.
So, I don't know. It's not bad. I guess fine. It was... I still could have gone without watching it. Yeah. I'm glad I did, just because I feel like...
It makes me excited for Hawkeye, the end credits.
True. I wonder how that's going to feature in and all that. I'm curious how the scene would have landed had I not known who the...
Yeah, because that was supposed to be Valentino's
first appearance. Yes, and then she showed up. More spoilers. It's coming out by now. You should, if you're listening to these Marvel podcasts ish, then that is to be said. In Falcon Winter Soldier, her character is the first time that Valentina at the end of Black Widow is introduced.
She's basically Nick Fury for I think the not the Revengers because that was
I thought it was called like the Thunder something. One second.
It was something like that. But yeah, so she was supposed to be introduced in Black Widow.
Right.
But because of COVID and all those delays, she was introduced in Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I believe was a way better introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you rate Black Widow?
I'd
give it like a 7.
As this like movie, I'd probably give it like around a 7.
Yeah,
it was. I also
it wasn't horrible, but it also just wasn't the best.
The main scene that they advertised everything around was like the like Black Widow and Taskmaster like flying through the sky through all the rubble, and it's like that
Yeah.
doesn't happen till the very end of the movie,
And also just Taskmaster
yeah,
just was so wasted because
Mhm.
like we talked about the Spider-Man video game on PS4,
yeah,
you see what Taskmaster can do in just some little segments.
hmm
And with this, they kind of showcase what he can do on that bridge sequence at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it just abruptly ends. And
yeah.
you don't really get any more of that.
I thought it would have been so cool for Taskmaster. It would, like, I like halfway through the movie is when I developed this thought, and I thought back to the beginning. I was like, they did this. I thought that they were going to take really cool moves from older Marvel movies and feature them.
Yeah.
Like that he watched those fight, or like the Taskmaster watched those fights.
Watch the movies.
Yeah, and would recreate them. And I was like, oh, the Taskmaster did that when he dropped the knife and like stabbed her in the
Yeah.
leg. That was Yelena. That was not Taskmaster. And then whenever Taskmaster gets like the shield that she who is it fight? Is it Red Guardian?
Yeah. I
Um,
almost said Red Thunder. I don't know what that's from.
yeah. Whenever Taskmaster like kicks up the shield, it would have been cool to see like any really visible similarity between Captain America's fighting style
Yeah.
and Taskmaster there. And I feel like they just kind of like dropped the ball completely on that character.
Yeah. Taskmaster was so wasted.
Yeah.
I think what they did with her towards the end, spoilers, saying her,
yeah.
was kind of interesting. But then they
But then we don't have
do
Taskmaster.
anything.
Like
yeah.
we have not heard anything to go on with.
Well, I wonder if I hear Valentino may try to recruit her
Mhm.
because like she probably
I
still
could
holds
see
the same
that, but-
moveset. She just won't be brainwashed anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They left it in a very weird position. I didn't like the final act
Yeah.
of the movie, but
But
overall, I'd give it a
was-
7.
Yeah, it was all right. Not the best, not the worst.
Yeah.
So moving on,
Moving on.
the event of the show.
The final red themed event.
Yes, the big red dog.
Yes,
event.
finally the dog. We're talking about Clifford.
Yes, Clifford. This
I-
movie sucked. I'm not
It-
gonna waste any time.
It wasn't great. I watched it 2 hours ago.
Yes,
Um,
I watched this 2 days ago and I completely forgot about it.
We completely forgot to say at the beginning of the episode what this technically is. Besides 28 minutes of talking about trailers and Marvel movies, is one of us researches the movie.
Yes,
We
that
do like
is,
a
me.
movie
this
of the
time.
week kind of thing. We have Anthony this week researching Clifford, the big red dog. I am then our other co-host, me in this case, watches the movie, comes in and gives their completely unfiltered opinion about it. And so here we are, Clifford the big red dog.
I want to start this off by saying we discussed what movie we should review about maybe a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And I said, okay, so what's coming out that week? We got the new Home Alone movie. Austin said, it's not Christmas time yet.
It's not.
No.
Christmas starts on the day after
I
Thanksgiving.
said, okay, I guess we have Clifford. Immediately, Austin said, let's do Clifford. And so then I
I
say,
stand by it.
well, we have the new Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot movie, Gal Gadot,
Mhm.
Red Notice, Austin.
Yeah,
Still Clifford.
I don't.
say, okay, what about that Benedict Cumberbatch movie that should be like an Oscar contender on Netflix, The Power of the Dog? Clifford.
What I'm hearing, one of the two main suggestions you gave me is, what was it? Red. What was that? What was the name of the movie?
Red Notice.
Your Red Notice and Power of the what?
Dog.
Your Red. I think that's like an astronomical sign
Okay.
that we needed to do Clifford. And so here we are. We both watched the movie. He
Yes.
watched it in a movie theater.
Yeah,
I did
you
not.
cheated. You watched it
I-
at home.
My theater did not have good show times for this, and I was
No.
busy.
I tried going at one time, and
It
they
was
were
sold
full.
out.
It was sold
Oh
out
my
multiple
goodness.
times. The one time I went, it was completely empty.
We okay. It released on a Tuesday, but then the weekend following it, it blew up. Like
It
we
did.
we had a private watch party on one of the days, and then on each of the days there at least is one showing with 70 plus people, completely filling up the theater. It floored me. We were actually busy for once since we opened
Yeah.
again since COVID.
It's those kids movies. It's always those
It
kids
really
movies.
is.
I
It's
also
insane.
used to work at that theater,
Mhm.
and when I joined, Secret Life of Pets
Yeah.
had already come out.
We had Secret Life of Pets 2 for like
Oh,
literally
Secret
months on
Life of
end.
Pets too. Yeah, it left maybe like 3 or 4 months
Oh my
after it came
goodness.
out. It
Yeah,
was
this
wild.
movie,
But yeah, so going back to Clifford,
and it streamed. It was on. It was
it
on
did.
Paramount
Yeah,
Plus.
it
It is on
was.
Paramount Plus if you still want to watch it. Which
Yeah, that's
we'll
how
let you
you watched
decide
it.
after.
You can get a free trial. You can just watch it for free and then cancel.
I don't know if this
I don't
movie's
need,
worth
yeah, it's
a
not.
free
It's
trial.
not worth free. It's not worth anything. This movie was so bad.
I
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I didn't hate it. I liked my Clifford movie.
I mean,
yeah. Did you even read the original works? Yeah, that's probably why you didn't like it. I did.
I watched the show.
That doesn't count.
Well, like there were some good jokes. I'll give you that. I did chuckle at some.
Did you laugh at the
points.
pee and poop jokes?
No.
There's a lot of those.
There
I think
are.
there's. I counted one. I wrote down all the slap comedy.
Yeah,
that I
there's
could find.
times where Clifford kills a guy.
True. That's why he's red.
Yeah. He should be killing so many people.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, Clifford."
There's a lot of scaling issues. Well, first of
yeah.
all, tell me, sir, what is the budget of this movie?
The budget of this movie is $64 million.
I want to proudly state, without any source or evidence, that none of that money went towards making like the dog. The visual
CGI
effects of Clifford.
It's awful.
Granted, I'm not gonna. I mean, ultimately, I can't judge. They did better than whatever I could do, but
No, I feel like a 5-year-old could do better.
I don't. Oh my gosh.
But like
It
it's
just
so
always
bad.
looks so out of place.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so creepy, and I have kynophobia, which is the fear of dogs.
Yes.
In this
That's
movie,
another reason
like,
I asked to watch this movie.
yeah, this is why you wanted to watch it.
I thought it'd be funny. It's a horror movie.
It was. It was torture, and I mean, like, usually dogs in movies they don't get me, but for some reason this just creeped me out.
This
to
guy,
no end.
he's whenever he becomes a big dog, he's not a big dog. He's a big puppy.
No, yeah, he's just a puppy.
He's a puppy, but like just scaled upwards, and it's terrifying. There's
And,
so
like,
many like.
Honestly, the bad guy in this movie,
Mhm.
he's trying to do a good thing.
Exactly. That's
He's
that's
trying
one
to
of my
do a good
notes.
thing.
That's one of my notes. I said that he's like the life grow is the big bad, and they're set up in this movie. We're gonna do light spoilers. If you actually want to watch this movie, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry because it's worth it. If you have kids, they'll probably like this movie. But the life grow is set up at the beginning of the film as like this typical like multi-million-dollar company with Tony Hale being
Yes.
the like main bad guy
He's
in it.
great. Like,
He's phenomenal. I'll watch anything with him in it.
except Clifford.
I watched Clifford.
We both did.
Yeah. And then you get basically their goal is that they want to end world hunger.
Yeah.
They want to make big food. They want to make their food, and they want to be able to grow it, but make it big. And so like you start with this like a bunch of random failed experiments, and then one of the like reporters, or not reporters, but one of the like assistants runs up. Which I'll also note, if any of you are fans of Broadway, it's the original Heather Chandler from Heathers is in this for reasons galactically unknown. But she runs up. She's like, "Sir, look, this is running through like Central Park, and it's Clifford." And he's like, "Oh my goodness, that's a big dog. How'd it get so big? We need it."
Yeah, and I will say, animal testing is not good.
Correct.
Got just say that right out here.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they never say they want to test him.
Yeah.
They just say they want to find out what made him big.
They could have made
so
him
they
a
can
lot
make
more
the big
evil.
food. Yeah, they could have.
Like they only mention how much they don't even say like that he's pocketing the money, and he doesn't look like a particularly rich dude. The facilities are nice.
Yeah.
And he's like, we've spent $400 million.
Yeah, nearly $500 million
on trying to
save world hunger.
Exactly. Not
like,
save world hunger, end world hunger.
We got to bring it
almost.
back.
No.
Now, if he was trying to
that
do
would
that,
be different. That would make him
be
evil.
a bad guy, but he's trying to end it.
Yeah, and
he's
so
like good Jeff Bezos.
There. Anyways, he unethically like he just becomes like stereotypical. What's the bad guy from Smurfs?
Gargamel?
Yeah, just kind of like, I need to catch him. We need to get that Clifford. And it's like really stock bad guy stuff, and he gets annoyed at his assistants. And
like poor Kenan Thompson too.
Yeah,
because he's also in
got
this
roped
movie.
into it.
And like he was also in the new Home Alone movie, which
Was he?
yeah.
Somebody needed a paycheck.
Yeah, and like also, we're not gonna review the new Home Alone. I have not even finished it yet. It's awful.
Yeah.
Do not watch it. They make the burglars the good guys.
Yeah, they should have done that with Clifford. But
Yeah, but
that would have been
anyway.
interesting. Imagine like a rated R Clifford where he's like a really he's not a good boy.
I made a joke. At one point, Life Grow is like chasing Clifford down the street,
Yeah.
and then Clifford kind of has the upper hand, and the girl her name's Emily.
Yeah.
She
Emily
gets on
Elizabeth.
Clifford.
He didn't even read the book, dude.
Yeah, whatever.
In the movie, they refer to her as
by the
Emily
way,
Elizabeth Howard.
She is horrible in this movie.
I don't agree. Like the acting or the
acting.
kid. I thought the acting. I thought she was one of the best in the movie.
No, the acting was
She
so
is
bad. And
I
like I
disagree.
do not,
The kid was great.
I do not like ever want like to say anything bad about any like actor, actress, like anyone, because they're just trying to do their job.
Mm-hmm.
But she
did
needs to go to,
especially for the first half of the film where she's just trying to do.
No, she needs some
she's
lessons.
blunt comedy, and then what's the main guy's name? Whoever plays Casey.
Oh, Jack Whitehall.
Yeah,
Who also
he's okay. You do.
yeah,
your,
might I add, this is the second movie this year where he plays the younger brother to a pristine British woman who is also, and he's also the comedy relief. Of course, Jungle Cruise.
Oh yeah.
But, like,
yeah. I didn't see that.
If the mom is going to have a British
the
accent, by the way, the mom for some reason out of nowhere has a British accent,
True.
and we know that Jack Whitehall can do a British accent.
Oh my
Why
goodness.
not give him a British accent?
Bruh, did you even watch the movie? Did you even watch it? This is why you thought it was bad.
It's a
because
throwaway line.
they-
I moved when I was 2.
That's explanation. What do you expect from Clifford, dude?
But
They
you don't
explain
even
it.
need that explanation if he can.
Yeah, but you can't
talk
ask
with a
why
British
if they
accent.
explain it.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. They explain it. It's a bad movie, but they do it.
He is literally. It's not even like he's American. He's British. He was born in London.
And they're in New York. He's lived in New York for like all of his life, and then
okay,
his
the mom
sister.
is living in New York, and she.
Yeah, but she was like she stayed in Britain for longer or something. I don't know.
But like they didn't even say like, oh, he moved to the city when he was younger, so he knows the city well. No, he's just this bum living on the street. He doesn't know the city at all. That never comes
I
into
would
his
argue
character.
that he knows it even better than anyone else.
How?
He lives in a van. He drives around for
But that never
literally
comes
a
up.
living.
Yeah, he lives in a van down by the river.
I don't know.
This.
I feel like he was pretty fine in that. Let's see what else to note about the Clifford the movie.
I have some facts for you.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this is actually the second theatrical Clifford movie.
Like live action.
No.
Okay.
Thankfully not
Don't
live
catch
action.
me like that.
The first
What the
one
heck?
was animated. It was Clifford's really big movie.
How it should be.
Yes, and
Was it good? Do you have the rating for it?
I think it got good reviews for the
Okay.
most part. Clifford also does not speak in this movie, and the producers had an interview, and they said they did not want Clifford to speak because they wanted the movie to be real as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Not as possible. They wanted the movie to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold on, just let that sink in.
Well, yeah.
They want about a movie about a giant dog
What's
and
wrong?
magic. A movie about magic.
Anthony,
to be
look
real.
me in the eye and explain to me what's wrong with the giant red dog. That's exactly the issue that they literally point out in the movie. Check yourself before you sit on here and you discriminate against giant red dogs. And then you know what? You probably work for Life Grow. They're probably paying you to say this. You know?
Hey, we're trying to end world hunger.
No, you're trying to save world hunger. You said that first.
I did. Also, I do think this is actually interesting and cute. The shopkeeper who sells Clifford.
Yeah, John Cleese.
Yeah. Or no, he doesn't sell Clifford. He just smuggles Clifford into Emily's backpack somehow and stalks Emily for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's so creepy.
Just regular.
But his name
That's
is-
a New York shop vendor.
His name is Bridwell.
Redwell. Yeah.
And that is
Bridwell.
also the author of the Clifford books, Norman
That's
Bridwell.
cool.
Yeah, I do think
cool.
that's really cool.
I liked Bridwell. Bridwell was another
there's-
good character.
He was so creepy.
Contextually, yes, he's creepy, but
Yes.
he's more like a Magic Disney character than he's a.
He tries to be like that, that Willy Wonka, like
Yeah.
fairy godmother,
That's
but
a
like
good
he just
comparison.
comes off as so creepy.
I disagree. How dare you?
He's
enter
so
it.
creepy. He
Insult
should have looked like
John
Michael
Cleese.
Jackson, like Johnny Depp did.
Excuse me. Excuse me? You got some hot takes on this movie, sir.
Yeah, I got one more fact for you.
Go for it.
So there's another dog in this movie,
There is.
T-Bone.
Yeah, there is.
He's like a pug or something.
Mm-hmm.
And T-Bone is the name
I
of
didn't
one of
even
Clifford's
realize that.
friends in the TV show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
that's all the facts I have because there was literally nothing on
Yeah?
Clifford out there.
I think in the trailer it's shown. If it's not, my deepest apologies.
Oh yeah,
but
how dare we spoil Clifford?
It just clicked on me, or it dawned on me rather, that T-Bone is his name, and Clifford at one point eats him, and then spits him out. I feel bad for that dog. Also, that scene was like heartbreaking, or not heartbreaking, but like seeing the pug flop around the ground all wet and stuff. That was realistic. That's what they're going for here. I'll also say,
No.
I won't explain the context, but at some point, Clifford howls, and bro, that hit me, dude. Okay, listen, I'm gonna say this on air, and this is gonna be on the internet literally forever. So, I mean business about this movie. It made me tear up, dude.
It made you tear
It messed
up?
me up. Whenever he does it, was like, dude, that was sad.
When did it make you tear up?
Whenever Clifford like howls.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Like, I'm gonna jump off the mic and whisper.
Spoilers for Clifford. Okay. Also, yeah, like, just the entire movie. It was just.
I
so
hated
bad.
Owen. Owen was a little simp, but that's okay.
Yes, yeah. Also, the little girl. They try to do what's best for Clifford. It is in the trailer. They try to get him out of the city, and they do that by like getting him on a boat and stuff. And it's literally what's best for Clifford, because so he doesn't get potentially tested.
He doesn't kill people in New York.
Doesn't kill people in New York. He goes to an island or just somewhere where
China.
he can be free and just live
Watch
happy.
the movie.
And
You gotta pay attention.
no, they said he's gonna be safe. He's gonna be free and happy.
Not on an island though. He's going to a little animal center out of.
Okay, he's going to an animal center.
Oh.
And Emily, the entire time, she's like, "No, he's mine. I know
Yeah, she
what's
was a
best
little
for
selfish
him."
near the end. I
Yeah,
got that.
and
But
I'm
that's-
like, "No, you don't. How do you know that? You've
Like-
never had a pet before, as far as
Okay.
we know."
But legit, like 15 seconds after that, she like looks at Clifford and she's like, "Okay."
No,
Yes, she does.
No, she did
The
not.
only moment that she like really sits there and says like, he's my puppy," or whatever,
She did
is
that
like
for a
in that
while.
truck. But she doesn't say it explicitly like that. She just cares about him. Her love made him grow. She has an attachment.
Yeah, she was like, "How dare you ask me to give up something?" And I'm like, "Clifford's not yours. Stop being so possessive. That's toxic."
You know what? I think you're toxic about this movie. I'm gonna gaslight you about Clifford for the rest of my life. This movie wasn't great by no means, but you know it's worth a watch, dude.
You're gonna gaslight me about Clifford?
Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. You made that up.
I
Oh my
did not
goodness.
think this would be the movie where we differ so much.
It was
in
supposed to be
opinion.
Dear Evan Hansen, but
It was.
that is what that
But
was.
that episode never happened.
One sec. I have some of my word for word notes here about some of the comedy. Again, light spoilers about some of the jokes. If you want to go in there and laugh, good luck.
You're not gonna be doing much of it. You'll get
I
some.
don't know. Did you like the or one of my notes is ha ha ha. Guy lost his hand. Ha, get it? Like that's just a joke. And then
Yeah.
it comes in handy later.
It
Get it?
candy.
Get it?
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
god, I hate it here.
yeah. There's one part where like all the whole neighborhood
Yeah.
like teams up to save Clifford.
Mm-hmm.
And for one, I'm like, why are you teaming up? Like,
Yeah.
Clifford has done nothing to prove his loyalty to you guys.
No, he did. It's
He
in the trailer.
destroys the entire town. He destroyed the hand guy's shop.
He didn't mean it.
Okay, but
he's
he
a
still
good
did
boy.
It. No,
He
he's not.
saved the lawyer guy.
Okay, he saved one guy and he killed 5 others.
No, you can't prove that. Show me the motive.
The tree that Clifford banged the guy against is what killed him.
I am taking criminal justice, and he committed the
I have
crime, but he does
taken
not have a motive.
criminal justice.
Well, Listen,
Well, if there's no motive, that's still manslaughter.
Well, yeah, but he didn't mean it. He's a dog.
Or
You
dog
can't-
slaughter.
Yeah, no. We don't do that here.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be manslaughter.
This is where I should start writing down what I
Yeah.
wanted to say.
But like, they team up just for like little one-off things. This random Russian lady
Mm-hmm.
who has been in it for one scene,
Yeah.
like an hour and like 10 minutes earlier, just randomly pops back in. She's like, "By the way, I'm still here."
Yeah, all of them do, because they're not mentioned since the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. Or at least like some of them are, like the shopkeeper.
Mm-hmm. And
And
the
like,
lawyers are like, "Oh, do you want?"
You
Like
saved my
Owen's
life.
like, "Can I use your computer?" And they're like, "Absolutely, Owen."
Also, you know what? This is gonna be some heavy spoilers.
Oh boy.
I'm so sorry. But at one point, what was it? I completely forgot about this movie. Life Grow.
Wow. Just wow. And you call yourself a movie reviewer? Okay.
Well, okay. So the
Yes,
evil
it's called
company-
Life Grow.
Yeah, Life Grow. They capture Clifford.
Yeah, spell Life Grow for
And
me.
so
Spell it.
L-I-F.
Wrong. Keep talking. They capture
So,
Clifford.
Anyway, they capture Clifford, and they persuade the cops and the public to be like, "It's ours. Clifford is ours." And like we can prove it. We have this like chip and stuff.
They shoot Clifford.
And they shoot Clifford.
Like midway through the first like interaction between Life Grow and Clifford, one of the assistants just walks up and pops him in the neck, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, that was a bit much for my like
Yeah.
fake Disney Channel original
But
movie.
so they have like a press conference saying like, "We got the dog, yay, yay!"
Yeah,
And then Jack Whitehall, Casey, he comes up, and like he's just this random guy, and like
yeah.
and he just comes up and he's like, "Hey guys, they stole Clifford. Clifford's actually mine." And everyone believes him
Yeah.
immediately. They're like, "You know what? I believe this random guy
They're like, I've
than
seen
this
his van driving
multi-million-dollar
around.
company who has
Yeah.
given us proof that it's theirs."
Yeah, this company wants to end world hunger. Get them.
Yeah, and it's also this random guy who is so like rugged and like dirty because he doesn't shower because he lives in a van and pees in a bucket.
Exactly.
And then they
What a
just
life.
immediately believe him.
And then he asks Owen if he has an older sister because he's like $27
Oh,
million
yeah.
dollar
But, like,
apartment on
Owen is,
Zello.
Owen is like 10, so his older sister would be like 15.
Yeah, I don't. He should
That-
have said
that was
he
a
should have
little
said
creepy.
much older sister.
Yeah,
That's
that
yikes
was,
in itself.
That was a little creepy. But yeah,
I want to touch on the thing you were talking about with, or which is like the general public's idea of Clifford. In the speech at the end, again, who cares anymore? If you don't want more, if you're still here, if you're still
Okay,
listening,
quick
about
ratings
Clifford,
if you don't want to know. I give this a 2.
bro, I'd give this like a 4. I enjoyed watching.
I thought
this
about
movie.
no, I legitimately thought about giving it a 4 because I did laugh at points.
I didn't,
And,
but I
like,
enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, it's like
I
there's some
definitely didn't
good
cry.
parts, I guess, and then I kept thinking about it, and I got mad, and so I'm giving it a 2.
It's like you have that's a personal problem.
I
Okay.
drove all the way out to the theater.
We still got somewhere to say. Anyways, more spoilers ahead if you're still here with us. As for the general public's opinion of Clifford, like at the end, Emily's like you shouldn't hate him just because he's big and red, and it's like nobody hates Clifford.
Yeah.
Literally everybody anywhere
all like,
is always
"Whoa."
like taking pictures, like whoa, let me pet him.
Yeah.
And then the cops aren't trying to get Clifford
pull
because
out
he's
their guns
big and
on
red.
Clifford.
Dude, I was kind of that sketched me out.
That did. Yeah.
But they pull they sit here and Emily's like defending him from being like discriminated against for being big and red, and it's like he can still be loved, and it's like everybody loves him. He has a chip in him that says he belongs to
Yeah.
Life Grow.
And like, yeah, everyone is in love with Clifford. There's no reason.
Yeah.
They try to make this message about being different is okay.
Yeah,
But like
they
they
missed.
do nothing with that.
Yeah, it completely missed the dartboard there.
Yeah.
All that ending sequence needed to be was pulling out the little scanner dude, and then John Cleese winking and going.
Yeah. Also, that magic just made no sense. There was one scene.
That's what magic
where
is.
The landlord.
What more could you want?
where the landlord where Emily lives is crazy about no pets. He's like,
Yeah.
no pets, no pets.
I smell a dog.
And then they hide. So then he comes up to fix their dishwasher, and they hide Clifford in Emily's room.
Mhm.
And then they're like, I need to go in. The super is like, I need to go in Emily's room. And Casey's like, no, I'll go in. And like turn on the water.
Turn off
turn
the
off
water.
the water supply. And then Clifford throws him around, kills him a few times.
Yeah.
And then Casey gets out.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a tough brawl.
That was, yeah. And Casey leaves, and he's like, "You smell like dog." And he's like, "I
Yeah.
just don't put on deodorant." And
Yeah.
the super was like, "Okay." First off, what?
It's a kids
But
movie.
no, okay. But
That'd be
then,
hilarious.
so then the doors are closed. There's nowhere for Clifford to go because he's ginormous.
there's a
and
second
then-
door.
No, there's no second door.
There's a second
and
door.
then they open the door, and Clifford's gone. He's just gone.
In the extended cut, you can see him.
The extended
You can see it's only an hour and a half movie. I want to say real quick, this is like the best part of this movie is because we did Dune, we did Eternals, and we didn't do No Time to Die. But it's been that like the three last major films have been 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
This was such a breath of fresh air.
I don't know. It felt really long to me.
No, it didn't. Well, it kind of did. I kind of agree. But no, in the extended cut, he like walks out the window and he climbs on the wall and he goes into another window in the apartment. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And
does.
the Clifford unrated cut.
yeah. He starts off as like just a regular brown dog, and then they slowly add the visual effects.
Yes, it becomes a full-on horror movie.
That'd be awesome. I would. That would have been so much better than this. They
Anything would've been
completely
better.
specced into the horror film.
Yeah,
That'd be
but,
so good. That'd be awful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So then they close the doors. Clifford's still in there. They open the doors. Clifford's gone.
Yeah.
And then he teleports into the other room right behind the landlord.
Mhm.
What? How did he teleport?
I just told you.
No.
he went on the fire escape.
No, that's not canon.
It is. You know, if you look up a New York apartment right now, they probably have a fire escape somewhere.
Well, they probably do, but if Clifford got on the fire escape, you know what would happen?
We
He
were
would crush it and he would
No,
fall.
we were talking about scaling issues. We know that it's possible for him to like.
Oh, yeah, the scaling.
He can fit through. Like they show him shoving through. Emily's doors are these big, giant, double sliding doors,
Yeah.
and he can barely fit through those. And then he runs through the back door of a like little shop market.
He does.
That's just one door wide, like
and
a
the
little
apartment
facility.
door, too.
Yeah, it is conveniently
Yeah,
like.
Clifford changes sizes so much in this
Yeah.
movie. Even when he's not the big dog, when he's tiny,
Yeah,
he changes sizes.
it
And,
looks so weird.
Yeah, they could have gotten a real dog for the tiny sections,
Yeah.
and they didn't. They chose to keep a CGI monster
They did.
with like. At one point, he had like real human eyes, and it
Mm-hmm.
was so creepy.
At the very beginning of the movie, the first like heavy hitting moment for me, or that's a poor way to describe it, is whenever like Clifford's family is like taken away by the animal
Yeah.
control right at the beginning, and like he just gets up and he like does the sad puppy whine, and then it like. I had subtitles on. It was "Happy Music Begins," and it was the title.
Yeah, that was so
It
quick.
was such a.
It was like such a
Oh.
downer, and then Clifford.
I changed my. No, I'm sticking with a 4. I'm staying strong.
No, you gotta move it down at least 1 to
I'm
3.
literally not
Make it a
going
3.
to. I enjoyed watching this film.
What did
And
you enjoy about it? You
I
said
just-
you didn't even laugh once.
I don't need to laugh. I enjoyed it. It didn't make me cry. That'd be stupid. But it's listen. I think it would be a really good movie for kids. It was really over the top and
Sure, but I would still say parents do not let your kids watch it, so you don't have to sit through it.
it's only an hour and a half. It's not too bad.
It's-
How was it in theaters?
Oh,
How
the
do you
theater
think-
experience enhanced it so much.
I'm sure you get did the big red dog feel larger?
Larger than life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No. Okay, well, it's okay to not like this movie, I guess. I didn't. You know what, Anthony?
Yes, Austin.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
And thank you. This is the last episode of that.
No,
No,
we
it's
should
not.
start
It's not the
ending. What
last
are we doing
episode.
next week? Or do you have any more thoughts about Clifford before we end up?
This movie was horrible. One of my facts is this movie sucks.
That's not fair. I don't think I have any. One of my notes is pretty different from original work. The most
It's
similarity
not original, yeah.
is like whenever Emily starts the speech, she says, "I am Emily Elizabeth, and this is my dog," and that's like the line.
That was a bad line delivery too.
You're mean.
No,
How dare you criticize people? That's rude.
they just need better acting lessons.
People hate Clifford because he's different, but nobody dislikes Clifford. that's pretty much. Heather Chandler caught me off guard because I was looking up the cast for this. Yeah, that's all I got for Clifford. You got anything you want to add?
I just saw this review on Rotten Tomatoes.
Go for it.
From Jonathan Sim. It says, my viewing experience was only enhanced by the child behind me, who is this film's target demographic, yelling, I don't want to watch this. This is not a good movie. But yeah, I completely agree. This is not a good movie.
That's a kid's opinion. How many movies have you seen? Probably watched Incredibles 2 without seeing the first one.
Anyway, that was Clifford.
Yeah, Clifford.
Sucks.
I liked it.
Next week we are going to be doing Ghostbusters
Yeah,
Afterlife.
I'm going to be researching that
so
one.
excited.
Maybe, I don't know how, this is something I'll talk to you afterwards. Let me
Okay.
write that down. I'm looking forward to it. I've not seen the original
I
Ghostbusters.
find that so surprising.
And so now I'm should we put it, I don't know if we have enough audience to justifiably make a poll, but should I watch the original Ghostbusters before the next episode?
I don't know, because I've seen all the movies. I've even played the 2009 video game, and I adore Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
For me, it's like an iconic film. I always watch it as a kid. There's one scene with a ghost.
Bro, spoilers. What are you doing? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a ghost in the movie. It scared the crap out of me.
I thought the point was that there was no ghost.
They're just
Anyways.
looking for ghosts the entire time, but can't find any.
That'd be awesome. That'd be a really
be
funny
funny.
parody of Ghostbusters.
Um,
We got Paul Rudd. I know Finn Wolfhard's in it.
Yeah. I'm so excited for Paul Rudd. Jason Reitman is directing it, who is the son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the original Ghostbusters.
That's sick. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Has he done anything else, or
Oh yeah, he's done a lot. He's
is
done,
like he's just like an accountant, but like for this, he's just gonna come in and direct the Ghostbusters for.
Well, he's done more indie stuff. He's done Juno, Up in the Air, which I loved, Tully, The Front Runner, so things like that. Just he's done a lot of drama, and sometimes like comedy drama. So I think it'll be interesting to see his take on it.
It has Paul Rudd in it,
So it'll be good, nonetheless.
yeah. But yeah, so join us next Wednesday at 4.
Yes.
What's the date on that?
That's going to be November 24th at 4 p.m.
Awesome. Yeah, you have anything else to add?
Yeah, you can check us out
Yes.
on the following services: NorseCodeRadio.com, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. There is an
it's being
issue.
weird.
Yeah. For some reason, it is not updating our schedule. So right now, only the Dune episode is up. We're trying to fix it so Eternals and now Clifford can go up.
Yeah, that is currently a global issue for other podcasts being ran through Norse Code Radio right now.
Yeah.
So
I have someone reach out to me and talked about it, and I did explain it, and they said that they also had issues with Spotify when it came to refreshing. So it might just be just a Spotify in general thing.
in the meantime, I'd recommend Norse Code Radio or iTunes are going to be the most accessible.
If you have Android, Google Podcasts,
Exactly.
Stitcher, let us know if you want it on anything else, because we are happy to post it anywhere and everywhere. So, yeah. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank
Follow
you
our
very
Instagram.
much.
That's a wrap, NCR.
It sure is.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a wrap.